Continuing on with Unaliving Prevention and Awareness Month, right? Here we are. Like I said, I am a survivor of 8 attempts, and I've been telling my story and here to save lives as usual and advocate and advocate. Educate, advocates and educates. Remember, I'm not a professional, I'm not licensed, I'm just a human being who's been through it, who's going through it. And y'all have Google at your fingertips, and you can educate yourselves at your leisure. All right. Now, when we're talking about this, so I talked about the first attempt. We do these things, and so the other seven, 6 out of those 7 were self-admittance, meaning for the span of 20 years. I was 14 for my first one, and then I started my healing journey about 8 years ago. Um, and so up until that point, so about 20 years, within a span of 20 years for various different things. Number one, my first relationship started like in my mid 20s, and unfortunately it was a very turbulent relationship dealing with infidelity, not to mention the ending of that relationship being my first real relationship. It was like the sky is falling, right? A lot of times, those of us who have mental illnesses that we manage and like take medicine, we're like, this medicine works great, I don't need to take it anymore. And 2 days later, it's like, oh, here we are back in the luxurious asylum that we chose to go to, self-admitting. And then we're like, no, don't trust me, we're fine, please let me go, I made a mistake by coming here. Believe me, I know I'm not the only one that feels that way, right? And so making sure that you also have someone in your circle, right? I tell you to check your circle. If they're not inspiring you, motivating you, wanting you to be the best version of yourself, empathetic, compassionate, the ability that you can tell, hey, I trust you, I'm starting a new medication, and would you mind helping me by checking in on me daily? Right? Or do you mind if I check in with you daily? Right? To make sure that there is someone, regardless of who it is, that is willing to help you. Because if there's a change of medicine up or down, or removing it can also lead to the ideation. Understand that there is a better way. So if it is a healing journey you have to go through, if it's mental illnesses that you have, especially psychotics, like I have bipolar 1, borderline, CPTSD, events happen in our lives that sometimes we don't think affect us, but especially in today's society, our minds are easy at protecting us, right? So we may not be thinking it in our minds, but our body is responding to the stress. So it's making sure you know what your self-help tools are: deep breathing, alternatives to self-harm. When we're dealing with these types of things and understanding that, is not just us who may have these feelings, but maybe you've never had that feeling and you have a friend that you know's been in once or twice. Maybe check on them more often. What was the mini card thing? Be kind to others. Just like act like you give a shit. I mean, even, can you just fake it and act like you give a shit? Because you don't know, everybody's struggles are different. And it's important, especially this time of the year that we're going into, is very, very important. All right. And so I hope this helps. I want you to understand that you're not alone. Okay. I see you. I hear you. I'm here for you. We're in it together, and I love you.